Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another Last Epoch dev stream. How's it going, everybody? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very good. I am very excited to be playing a little Last Epoch. I've getting a little bit of time in since the launch. We're gonna keep going on the character I've just been playing. I've only got the one right now. Just give you a little peek. We're playing a marksman. We're level 83. We're going a Heartseeker, triggering puncture build, using shift to get around, smoke bomb for repositioning and debuffing and buffing ourselves, and a little bit extra damage from little dark quiver action. Let's see what we've got here. Passives are mostly a marksman, a little bit in blade dancer. I'm trying to take the naive route on this character, where it's just like pick a theme and whatever is available at the time that I have a point to invest, I go for it. Just seeing how that flows. It's working. It's going great. If this is your first time, welcome. Glad to have you. We do stream for charity. Boom, right above my head. Everything that comes in from stream goes up there. If you have a question for me, I'd be very happy to answer it. Please put at Last Epoch Game if you're in Twitch. I think it's just at Last Epoch if you're in YouTube. We've got people pulling those questions into a document where I can see them, and I will answer them as quickly as possible. Apologize if I don't get to all of them, but I will do my best. That's about it. I think that's about all the housekeeping stuff. Already stuff happening. Oh my goodness. Already everything happening. Spike has a 24-month resub and Mr. Fibble at 17 months. Woo! Thank you. All right. Yeah, and I'm gonna play badly at the same time as answering the questions, because yeah. Reposition this slightly too. A new shirt. Oh yeah. Also, shout out for this wonderful artwork that was sent in. I cannot believe how cool it is. If you look at our Terra Monthly posts from a few months back, there's step by step on it getting made, which is just wonderful. Yeah. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, and we're just into empowered monoliths for the first time here. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep going with the same rate, or if my defenses are going to fall apart here or not. I have no idea what's going to happen in Empowered, but this is my first foray into Empowered. That's a lot of on death effects on this character. All right. So first question: any chance of getting the ability to report rather than just block the people spamming about RMT? We're discussing it internally right now. You can't see my chat fully. It's hidden behind me mostly, but you may see me randomly ban people throughout the stream. Yeah. We definitely get the pain point that's there. And ideally we want to try and get rid of it completely, because it is like even seeing one sucks. How am I feeling today? I'm feeling great today. Thanks. How are you feeling today? How do you guys feel about set changes? I feel like as cool as shattering sets are, it still doesn't match up to strong LP unique. Yeah, there's pure power wise, they are still on the low end. Overall, most of the sets were fairly conservative, and we tried to bump up some power on some of them here and there. I think it's something that we're gonna be looking into for expanding the system and getting more like, hey, this is designed as an end game focused set. Type stuff that we're going to be building into the game as we go. I think part of this was the set item updates were very last second for 1 point or for season 2, so that was just barely under the wire, and we're like, we don't have time to make new sets yet, but if the system functionally works well, we will invest a bunch more time later to get more sets in and be awesome. Will the new skills ever be added to classes with updates? Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna be adding in new skills into the game. We added one this season. We've got I know we've got one planned for next season. Can't tell you anything about it yet. mostly because it's not fully designed yet. But yes, we are working on new skills. And just to be clear as well, the like the gaps that are here, like there's one missing there, there's one missing here, there's one missing here. Like those things are great places for us to target for new skills, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee those are the exact places that new skills will come. We're gonna put new skills where they fit the best, have the biggest impact, and just, you know, like we're not gonna shoehorn something into a spot in case, like just for symmetry or something like that. Yeah, but like having said that, the next one that's coming will fit nicely into one of those spots. So. Yeah, all right. Oh, I was not getting chunked much in normals, and I'm already noticing I'm taking a lot more damage. So we're gonna go through that process of beefing up defenses and kind of making that transition into empowered together here today, I think. So I have a feeling I'm gonna die a few times. And while I don't have any like typical teasers that I usually bring to a dev stream, I do have some cool stuff to share, just in case. All right, what are you most excited about this update, considering how much work the team has done to improve the experience? I think it's mostly the woven echo, being able to plant stuff in. Not in the right menu to do that at all. Being able to plant stuff in the woven echoes is the biggest thing for me, and I think it's working great. And I'm very pleased. I actually have reasonably well organized stash tabs. Yeah. I never do. If you've been here before, you'll know that my stash tabs are usually a complete mess. Let's see what this one has, just for fun. Hey, frostbite! Completely useless for me. That's okay. Do you know if the Abyssal Expanse node in Devouring Orb skill tree affects Abyssal Emissions node in the same tree? Ooh! I do not know. Let's take a quick peek at what those nodes are real quick. Let's see what they are. Expanse. That's probably not on that many. That's on a lot more trees than I thought. All right, Abyssal Expanse increases the area. That makes sense. Based on the name, emission. Abyssal Emission node in the same tree. I can't even find Abyssal Emission in Abyssal Echoes. Am I blind? Sorry, try again with a different node name because I do not know. Oh, Devouring Orb. Sorry, I can read. My goodness. Devouring Orb casts Abyssal Orb. No, those do not interact. Unless I'm missing something completely about the question, which I may have. Did I? Yeah, there's two nodes with the same name. I'll try. Ask me and ask the devs, and I'll answer it later tomorrow when I can actually look it up properly. Sorry. I love the new season. I can't stop playing. I was wondering if you guys would ever let us set rules for categories in the stash tabs. Interesting. It's a good idea. I do like the idea. There's a few things in the stash tab that I really want to do. And I think I think that's a cool idea for one, just like overarching categories. I'd really like to be able to copy affinities. Just like clone affinities. I think that would be really useful. I think that would effectively do the same thing. You clone affinities. Can we get some quality of life on Observatory? How painful it is to go through hundreds of thousands of prophecies by hovering over each tooltip one by one. It takes 2 hours to spend favor. Woo! That was close. Yeah, I think there's definitely room for improvements there. If there's a specific thing that you're doing that you're like, hey, I wish I could do this action faster, and you have an idea on what you'd like to do for that action to make it faster, there's a suggestions channel in our Discord that is a great place to put that. But I do like that. Yes, is the short answer. I do like that. All right. Would you ever add a third difficulty to Aberoth between normal and Uber? Unlikely, I would say. It's possible. I'd say it's unlikely. I think we'd be more interested in like making new bosses, or maybe making like a new Uber. So like make an Uber version of something else that's maybe below Aberoth to go above Aberoth but below Uber Aberoth. So there's like so it'd be like boss Aberoth, Uber boss, Uber Aberoth type thing. I think that would be more interesting than just 3 tiers of Aberoth, personally. But it's possible, you never know. Is there any plan for something like a Paragon level or progression for once we're level 100? Pushing corruption is fun, but let's see just how high we can go. Yeah, this is a really interesting thing. This is something that we get we used to get asked quite a bit, and it's something that we had initially designed the factions to kind of be, is this like leveling progression system that's decoupled from the actual like leveling process. Like your experience doesn't have an impact, like a direct impact on it. And I think because the primary function of a Paragon system being that it actually gives you player power and not the ability to find player power, it worked a lot better than what we initially did, because we set the, like, when you first got into original versions of these factions, there was no way you were getting to rank 10 at the time was the max. There was no way you were getting to rank 10 by level 100. It was like level... it required like twice as much experience to get to level 100 as it did to get to rank 10 type thing. Like that was the initial version. I don't think we ever launched that version. That was like the initial original version, because we wanted to have this like leveling system that extended past level 100, that was decoupled from your character level. And people didn't like that very much. And since then we've dropped the requirements for unlocking all of the item faction ranks a ton. And so I think, I don't think that system quite fulfilled the goals there fully. And so I can see something else stepping in to do something similar, but we don't have any plans for it at the moment. Yeah. We're gonna go in here. Should we just leave? Let's just keep going. We're doing pretty good. Did I double portal somehow? That's weird. That's weird. Oh well. Let me just nuke some of these. Can you confirm if Foley radius can overlap an echo node? So I have 2 Foleys overlapping one node. Does it get double the effect? But I do not know off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I don't think so. I think it's like a binary effect. Like it either is or isn't.
That was close.
I can look that up another time when I don't have to have the game on my screen. Because otherwise it would show things that I'm not supposed to show. All right, will we get an option to resize and recolor the mouse cursor? If we can figure out how to do it, absolutely. This is something we've been trying to do for 6 years. We would love to be able to do it. Unfortunately, when you like build a game, when you like take the game from the engine and you package it together so that it can be released, it's called like making a game build. And that package is what gets sent out to Steam, and my goodness, I just got crushed overflashed for Xaxes? Don't see that every day. Missed it by just one health. Somewhere I've skimped on a node, and that was the whole problem. No. Yeah, getting a bigger mouse cursor is something we'd be, and like a different size and color options is something we would really like to do, because we know it's something that a lot of people are have a tough time tracking the mouse cursor. But we are really pleased with the size of the default mouse cursor, but we know that some people want to make it bigger, and so we would love to be able to increase the size. But when the game gets built, the cursor that's set then is the cursor, and we can't do anything to change it after that point. So we still have to find. Yeah, I got to take empowered seriously instead of just running in and attacking stuff. Apparently. We'll find our groove here. I might need to do some upgrades on some gear. We are still wearing Woven Flash. I've been trying to build up a little bit of leech in my passive tree so I can take it off, but I still need crit strike avoidance elsewhere if I'm going to take it off. It's really important. This crit strike avoidance is a really important defensive layer. That stops you from getting one shot, like what just happened to me twice. Apparently I need more health. Only 1400. All right, items dropped from imprint can have the same affix sealed and also a prefix or suffix bug intentional. I think it's not supposed to happen. Basically, it's not supposed to generate items that shouldn't exist otherwise, and I don't think you can make that happen otherwise. So I'm gonna go with bug. These are scary. I should not be doing something that I actually have to concentrate on so I can actually answer questions easier. Okay. With the new patch on controller, I can no longer pick up an item while using the right stick. Was that intentional? If it's in the changes, yes. Should be the same for everyone. You may want to reset your controls to defaults. So in the
I did nothing wrong.
I even have cleansing. Okay. I'm just getting absolutely destroyed. You know what that means it's time for? A little bit of... Can we do anything to our gear to improve it? Ward gained on shift. Yeah. Use armor tread duration. Yeah. Health gained on glancing blow. Not good. Like no forging potential on any of our gear here. Well, we're gonna struggle for a little bit apparently. Maybe we should go back and do something easier. I could go to the level 90s and actually get some gear. We're gonna do that so I don't have to focus as much as well. Let's just go right back to the same place and do it on normal. Oh, it's 70, not a 90. I did not like the blessing I got here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I would if you're having a tough time with some of the controls, come in and change input keys and just restore defaults. And there, because there may have been some change that happened, and restoring defaults will kind of jog it all into place. All right, while in town hubs, the players we see there are both playing seasons and standard, right? I don't think so, but I don't see why not. Because there's no direct interaction of like item transfers or anything like that. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure no, but I don't see why not. It's one of those weird things where it's like, I don't see the harm in it, but I would be shocked if we did that, because I'm pretty sure it should be completely split. All right. Is Forge Master's Might being looked into? Yes. It seems like it applies the damage reduction twice. Once when you allocate the node and once when you equip the two-handed with a shield. Yeah. If it's happening when you actually allocate the node, if you don't have a two-hander equipped with a shield when the node is allocated, that's the bug. Because it should only happen when you actually have the equipment equipped, the same way that dual wielding does. Because you can take the dual wielding node without getting that debuff. It only happens when you actually equip the item. And if that's the case, that's an easy fix.
That was close.
But I don't know what's happening with it. I do know someone was looking into it this morning, though. Have any ideas for giving other classes void-themed powers? Oh, I skipped one there. I'll go back to it. Did I skip a lot of things there? I may have. Have any ideas for giving other classes void-themed powers? A Void Witch, Acolyte, or an Abyss Walker Primalist, perhaps? Yeah, we do have... I'm not going to comment on if we're going to do any of those specific ideas there, but we do have... I do know the next space that a Void-themed class will be available through. It's about as vague as I could say that. We've got a plan in the pipe. This is good. See, I have to be able to take my hand off the keyboard to delete these questions. All right, is it feasible to implement some sort of gauge that displays players' progress towards gaining resonance with specific players? It's not completely fixed, so like it kind of could be possible, but there's an element of randomness to it that means it would be kind of misleading. I guess we could like display the worst case scenario. Might be a little disheartening. I think it's unlikely we do something like that, but it is possible. For WASD movement, can we remove left click to move and just allow the skill to be bound to left click? No, that doesn't work right now. It doesn't work well when trying to cast the spell with left click with my character moves. Yeah, so you can hold shift to do that. I'm terrible with this. But yeah, so like, I guess none of these abilities will actually, because they'll all just work because they all have legal targets. I can't show this well, but yeah, you can hold shift to stop moving. I know it's not the solution you're looking for, and we are looking into the solution you're looking for, but yeah, there is. I don't know why I'm clearing this whole zone. I'm just kind of on autopilot right now because I'm thinking about the questions. There is. We're working on specific upgrades to WASD, including control options for left click. So like being able to set move only on there, being able to set interact only, like all these different styles that people might have. It's just something we didn't consider enough options as something people were going to try and do. So the options aren't there. There's another thing that just barely squeaked in under the line. All right. I think we are still going for a little bit of attack speed here. Ooh, a little eggy. A little eggy. What do we want to put in there? Do you have anything interesting to put in there? Let's make a crab ring. Why not? Why not? Alright, let me just clear off some of these. When imprinting uniques, does having LP or a slammed stats from Temporal Sanctum affect the outcome of when an imprint of that item drops? Yes, it does. They're treated exactly the same. So if you have a 2 LP item or a legendary item of the same type with 2 legendary stats on it, like I'm not wearing any, but like this as the 1 LP item version and this as the, if I slam something onto this, are treated identically in that system. So it doesn't care what's slammed on there. It is as though it was not slammed. So you can use, this question usually comes from, can I use failed Nemesis uniques that just got random stats that I don't want anymore in that to try and drop fresh ones that have LP on it? Yes, you can do that. Just keep in mind that if you are doing an item, if you got those legendary stats onto a unique that is a very high tier unique, like a red ring, for example, let's say, the chances of it having LP at all do still scale with their do still scale with like that unique item's relative legendary potential level. Nailed it. All right, I don't need any of those right now. Sure. We can do a little shattering here. Yeah, crit multi, I've been looking for that. Ooh, it's a lot of crit avoidance. We could make enough crit strike avoidance to take off this chest and put something that actually had more damage stats on it. I mean, just more health stats in general. We've got 33 from there, 54 from there. Do we have any anywhere else? Can we get some somewhere else? Can we get some on a chest that we put on? I think this one has some. No, we could try and seal the health and put on it. Can chests have crit strike avoidance? There's some. On some boots. Ooh. We do get haste a lot, and I love haste effect, and we get increased damage from speed. Oh, this is the one I was definitely planning on using. +3 Heart Seeker is nice. The recurve chance is nice too. Okay, we may have to solve this problem later when I'm not answering questions. Let's see what's around. After a week, what are your overall thoughts on class balance? Are you happy with where Sentinel is, or other classes that may seem to be underperforming also brought to the same level? Yeah, I think Sentinel in general is overperforming right now. I think that's pretty clear. Like the while popularity is not the only important metric when deciding if something is overpowered, it can be an indicator of where to look. So here, let's here looks like a good time as any to share a little of this. Let's look at some stats. Let's look at some stats. Which one is it? Let's get a big version for myself so I can look at the same time. Yeah, so we've got I feel like that's probably pretty good size. Everyone can probably see it. It's almost half the player base is playing Sentinel right now, 49%, which is huge. And I think this is the first time Acolyte's ever been out of the top 2. I think. I could be wrong on that, but Acolyte's always up there. Necromancer is one of those things that's just like, even if we don't touch it, people still play it. Because Necromancer is fantastic. And yeah, so I'm a little surprised at how crazy representative Sentinel is there. But even the others are fairly evenly spread, which is nice. Yeah, some cool little stats there, but yeah, there's a lot of people playing Sentinel right now, which is cool, and like a lot of that is just because hey, it's the new thing, and when we make a big change to something, a lot of people play the new thing, and if it's also really strong, a lot of people play the new thing. So you know I don't think anyone's surprised to hear that we're looking at it for probably some targeted nerfs to rebalance some things for next season. I mean, it's a long way away still. But yeah, we are bringing, I think, getting closer and closer to getting things into a good place balance wise, but it is, you know, there's always going to be something that's a little bit better than something else. And even if that gap is very, very tiny, you're still going to see a disproportionate number of people playing those, I think. I would do a snowblind right now. Right. Charge the bacon. Oh my goodness, I'm playing with that on my screen. Classic Mike. Classic. There's still on screen, but it's a little less in your face. All right, do you plan on allowing us to use old skills while moving? Use old skills while moving in the future. Use old skills while moving. I do not know what that means. Do you plan to use old skills? It's meant to be all skills, maybe? If it's all skills, do you plan on allowing us to use all skills while moving? That's a pretty huge change to the way that the casting and movement systems work. I don't think it's likely we would be doing that anytime soon. Good strike avoidance. I know we're looking at some animation changes that will allow us to when an ability starts, when you press an ability, there is a little period of time where you are, if you just hold move and attack, you can see there's a little period of time where you're unable to do anything. And that little bit of time, a lot of times, is dictated by the animation length. Sometimes on heavier abilities, it's put in there specifically for a better feel of the ability to give it a little more weight and that sort of stuff. The actual it's just too powerful to spam it that quickly, that sort of thing. Having attack speed affect that is kind of the really important thing. And the reason why some abilities don't allow attack speed to affect that is because there's a movement component associated with it. So if there's a movement component associated with it, attack speed can't affect that time. But there's also animation requirements that cause it to have a certain minimum amount of time in there as well. And so we are updating the animation system to allow that time to be a lot more flexible from the animation side, so it becomes just a gameplay thing on how long we want it to be in there. But having everything be possible to be moved used while moving along the same lines as PoE2 does would require a very substantial change to the whole movement and ability usage system. That it's like the scope on something like that is kind of like, would you like us to have, like, we could have done that and there's no updates to the monolith last leg type thing. Like it's a really huge thing, and the amount of content we can add to the game instead of doing something like that is makes budgeting that time for it very difficult to justify. But we're working on it. Working on improving it. We gotta feel better. The champion ghost hits harder than Aberoth. Is this intended? Well, so technically, like any old skeleton could theoretically hit harder than Aberoth because it's scaled by corruption. But in general, like for most people that are playing at a reasonable corruption level, no, it's not. Are there any plans to add a location indicator arrow of your party members on the minimap? Oh, like what we see right now on my minimap with the quest arrow pointing down to the right, being like, your party's that way, your party's that way. Not that I've heard or seen, but I think it's a cool idea. Yeah, go toss it in the suggestions channel on our Discord. And I don't say that too. This is something as well. Like I say this to people all the time. Is like, go put it in the suggestions channel. Either when I'm on stream or in the Ask the Devs channel on Discord. I'm like, go put it in the suggestions. And like, I only tell that to people when I like the idea. I do it all. Even if I don't, I still say it. But like, when I really like the idea, I'm like, go put it in there, please. Because you know that's where we pull stuff from. And me showing up to a dev a design meeting, being like, people are saying this, carries a lot less weight than me looking at that channel and be like, people are saying that. All right. Is the Aragers Dart unique, designed to carry or support a build? I would say it's probably more of a support item, because you're not, anytime you take an ability and say you can't use this directly, or like there's only one of them can exist at a time, it means that it's at most going to be part of a hybrid build. So like, I'm doing like almost 100% of my damage is coming from Heartseeker right now, with triggering puncture for secondary stuff for clear. But the button that I'm pressing as an attack button is almost exclusively Heartseeker here. As soon as you say you can only have one Heartseeker existing at a time in the field, and it's going to trigger automatically, what are you going to do with the rest of your time? So usually the expectation there is that you're going to be using another offensive ability sometime as well. Whether or not that means that the other one is the support, or if Heartseeker is the support, I think depends on just how you specialize the ability. And you know, if you're going to say like, okay, I'm going to make them equals, that's fine too. All right. How do you feel about hitting #1 on Steam? What? #1 in what category? I didn't know we hit #1. I feel great about it. I don't know what category we were #1 in, but it sounds awesome. Love being #1. I don't know what category we hit #1 in on if we did, but sweet, that's awesome. The whole launch has been, it's launching even an update like this, but it's a big update, but launching anything is so stressful, because it's like months and months and months of work, and like culmination of years of work, and then on top of that you're like, this is going to dictate how the next few months go type thing. And it's like having that go well is so you put a lot of pressure on it, and it feels very good when it goes well. And this one went well, not perfect, but it went well. And that felt really good. I got a lot better sleep 2 days after the launch than 2 days before the launch. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? That's a cool item. Thank you. We got a few things in here that I missed. My goodness. Master Sword. That's a 4 years. That's a 4-year mark. I can't believe I missed it. Thank you so much for 4 years of subs. That's incredible. That's definitely one of the longest. Nice block shield. Also, thank you very much for Shark Bites Gaming. The sub. Prime sub. Appreciate that very much. And also 5 months by Trunks. 19814. Fantabulous. 5 months in a row. Appreciate you. Appreciate you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for having fun with me. I just looked over at the view count. There's a lot of people here. Hi, everybody. Okay, I should probably answer questions a little faster. All right. Any possibility to add sound effect toggle to cosmetics? I stack Maelstrom and the Howl overrides the other sound cues. Ooh. That's a tricky one to do. I think it's a good idea though. I think that should be possible. There's a few things in sounds that I'd like to kind of break out some of the options a little more. I know the sound designers would love to break out the options more. There's quite a few times that sound designers come to me and they're like, I want to do this, and I'm like, yeah, we can't really do that. And they're like, crap, I'll find a workaround. A question's getting added to the top, or I might be going the wrong way. Can you touch on the team's approach to nerfing? I hope it's more of a fine-tuned approach than a sledgehammer approach. D4 makes builds useless after. Yeah, there's sometimes a really fine line between a delicate touch and a clumsy bonk. I don't know what you want to say the two options are. And I think sometimes there's definitely been times that we've made adjustments and they've been overcorrections or undercorrections. They don't quite have the effect you expect them to in the long run. In general, I think when we want something to be like, thanks Steve, you got it. I think when we want something to be, when something is powerful and people are having fun with it and they enjoy the build and they enjoy the play style, and it's something that they're like, people really love playing this way, and it's like, say it's way more powerful than everything else. The goal is not to say, hey, this build everyone loves because they enjoy that way of playing the game, but it's too powerful, so we're gonna nerf it into the ground. That's not what we look at it at all like. It's, hey, there's this build that people really enjoy playing, partially because it's very powerful, partially because it plays fun. How do we make it so that people still really enjoy playing it? It's still really powerful, but no one has these calls of like, it's OP, nerf it, that sort of thing. And so it's getting it just under the line of people calling it OP. That's the goal. Like as close to that line as possible. That's always the goal when we're trying to nerf a build. Yeah. All right. Congrats on season 2 launch. Thank you. It has been great for Shaman. Do you think there will be more passives added to support physical spells? For both the player and totems? I enjoy the whole Earth theme, but it seems a bit limited compared to converting to Elemental. Thanks. I think that's a very reasonable request. I think that's something that I think would be surprised to not see more of as we go. We've I think put more of the physical spellcasting on Druid typically, which I know sounds a little weird, but that's kind of where it's. I think if you open the passive trees, you'll see more physical stuff in Druid than you will like spell stuff in Druid than Shaman. But I think it still definitely falls under Shaman's theming as a whole. As someone that go put it in the suggestion channel. Do it. As someone that likes using spears, is there any consideration to possibly change spear damage from melee to physical for uses that never enter melee range? It has to have a damage type. So like you can't have like, see how this has just like 45 bow damage? You can't have 45 physical damage. It needs to be like bow physical damage. If it's flat. Am I crazy? I'm fully second guessing myself right now. Is that even possible? Can I? Yeah, that's melee light damage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it needs to have either a spell, bow, melee, or throwing. It needs to have one of those 4 on it. Flat added damage needs to have one of those 4 things associated with it, and then it can optionally have an element associated with it as well. Yeah. So we could put like all 4 of those things if we put like melee, throwing, bow, and spell physical damage on those spears. We could do that theoretically. We have to have all 4, and then they just become kind of these weird hybrid power items. I mean, we could put like physical and throwing on them that we also have, or sorry, melee and throwing, but we do put scaling like that on specific throwing abilities for spears like javelin. So I think it's unlikely we make a change like that, but it's, you know, not impossible. We'd have to kind of do some cheating behind the scenes a little bit. Anyway, to pin quest from COF or other factions so we can track it while doing monos. I don't think so. Oh, like a prophecy, like pin a prophecy up here, like a quest. I think that's what it says. Like pin a prophecy as though it was a quest. I like that. I think that's a really good idea. As like a little reminder. I feel like you'd probably wouldn't want too many, but being able to do some of them I think would be cool. Because you can get a lot of them, right? I even see them in here. Yeah. So like you like having all of these be able to show up, but like having one you could like star it or something and it shows up as like tracked. I think that'd be a really cool idea. What should we do? What should we do? I've been really wanting to put this woven flesh in here to see what we get with it. I mean, now's probably a good time because we're not playing as empowered, right? And we can fix our crit strike avoidance elsewhere. Okay, but before we do that, because we made this mistake before, we're gonna pull some armor out of our stash that we can use because we learn from our mistakes here. Sometimes we do. Okay, we're gonna give me a second. We're gonna do a couple things here because we're gonna get these rings. So I want to be able to do slap some crit strike avoidance on one of our rings, I think. So we at least get close to 100% while we're in non-powered. That's cool. We have that. Yeah. Which one of these can we make better? Actually, we can. Yeah, we want to do it before we do the. We have a ton of forging potential. Let's go for it. Ah, it's worth a shot. Okay, let's get a couple extra of these. I think here and here we're gonna do this one and probably some more of this, and then we can do this. Yeah, I'm sure. Why not, right? Should check what is our crit strike. Oh, I didn't do the ring. I can do the ring at the same time. I think this is the ring I take off. And we roll this into something. LE overtime. Oof. LE damage. Oof. Crit chance. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, what are our resistances looking like without that? And with no ring equipped? We need necrotic and void. Okay, let's try to seal this lightning res. And so we can get void res onto this. We just burned it all. Ugh. That's unfortunate. Still better. Only one prefix. I don't know what I was thinking. Defenses, crit strike avoidance, where are we at? 122. Why am I so far over? I'm getting a bunch of crit strike avoidance from somewhere and I don't know where it is. I'm not mad about it. Okay, let's keep going. Let's have some fun. More questions. Have you considered giving a Beastmaster to use a shield and a spear at the same time, similar to Forge Guard can do? Yeah. Shield never has never been a huge primalist item type. There's definitely a few times where it's fit into a few builds, but in general there's not a ton of, and there's a few shields that are designed for primalists and like it's sort of a secondary primalist item type. So I doubt we would do that and leave the spear and shield type of playstyle more for Forge Guard where it's sitting now. Have those unique mechanics on different masters is something we really like doing. Is the team aware of a very frustrating and weird interaction that happens with Warpath when you are anywhere near steps and stairs? Yeah, this is one of those old bugs that we're like, okay, we found a way to reproduce it. All right, we fixed it. Release it, and people are like, well, it fixed it for 80% of people that are having it, but 20% still have it. And we're like, great. Let's find out what's happening causing it for those people. It's gone through that like twice now. I still have never been able to reproduce it once, which is so frustrating. Inside of or outside of the editor, just can never make it happen. All right. Good day, good day. Is there any thought around making your second character easier? I mean, there's tons of stuff in the game that makes second character easier already. But yeah, I mean, this is the sort of thing we do consider. Let's see the rest of the question here. Like unlock waypoints account wide. Ooh. Give side quest passive points on campaign completion, stuff like that. I mean, I feel like we do already do a bunch of stuff in this sort of vein. And we are open to suggestions about this sort of thing. I'm very hesitant about this sort of stuff. Like if we're in a design meeting and this topic comes up, I'm on the side of caution with stuff like this usually. I'm really pleased with the stuff we have done recently, especially with regards to Monolith, and like how we unlock the Monolith for alts. I think that's been a really positive improvement. You can also like with we are working on more changes for dungeons as well to make them even better for like alt run throughs, and the combination of that with being able to take an item like an item that is legendarified does not have the item level go up on it. So like this has a bunch of like there's a T6 115 health affix on this. Is a great first example right off the bat. It's level 6. You can slap that on a level 6 character, and no matter what else is on the item, 115 health is amazing for that character. It's level 6, you know? So getting these exalted affixes onto early characters is already one way that we do stuff like that quite a bit. And being able to use keys on the faction, on the skips and the dungeons that also now provide passives and idle, like quest completion, like these, the passive and idle slot rewards go through when you're going through the dungeon, you get those now. So like we're definitely looking at ways to smooth out that alt process. We still want leveling an alt to be like a bit of a character journey that's involved there, a bit of a like, not just hey, yeah, I think I'm gonna roll a mage now. 10 minutes later, oh, I got a level 80 mage that's got everything done. You know, like that's, I know it's an extreme hyperbolic example, but you know that's the where the slope ends, and you know it kind of takes something away from the game, I think. Bubble lineup. Okay. Are you hiring? Yeah, I think we are. There's a page on we have a careers page on our website. If you just Google Last Epoch Careers or go to just lastepoch.com, and at the bottom is a careers button, and it'll have a link to any open positions at the moment. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them there. It's been a while since I've looked. But yes, I think we are. I'm a fan and quite experienced Unity dev. Wonderful. Your website career sections looks like sad. Oh no, there might not be anything there right now. I do know that when we are really close to a launch, we do we do kind of slow down or possibly even stop the onboarding process during in and around a launch. So I would give it a week or so. It might come back. We did just hire a couple devs who are doing an awesome job. Shout out, guys, you're doing great. Appreciate you. And yeah, I don't have any insight specifically into upcoming positions, but usually there's something there. All right. Will you ever consider allowing to filter items by which prefix aren't on an item versus what is on the item? I think it will allow for more dynamic ways to filter items. Can't you do that by just doing a hide? I think you can do that by putting a hide rule on specific things. Can't you? Like show everything, hide something specific. I think that already works. I could be wrong. Best thing to do is head to the suggestions channel, because I do think this is important to get written down, and write down a specific example of something that you can't do now that you would like to be able to do. Mike! For the Runemaster brands, Brand of Deception, Brand of Trespass, and Brand of Subjugation, why is the % more damage per shock modifier for the lightning one more damage, 1% chance, so much bigger than the other ones, like 1% more damage, 1% ignite chance, for example? Ignite does damage itself already. I think it's probably the reason. I don't remember. Don't remember that discussion fully, but I think it's because Ignite already does damage itself and has so many more synergies directly off things that will scale from it and scale it. Kind of want to go put down some Woven Echoes. Just get us across the line. The health bar above our character gets hidden by big mobs and environmental objects. Any way to make it always visible? It is possible that we could change the draw layer that it's on and move it forward on the canvas. Yeah, that's possible. You know what I really want to do? Little random. What Mike wants to do aside that he probably won't manage to get in, but I think it'd be cool. So if you wanted to, go put it in the suggestion channel. Haha, I've learned to weaponize all of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'd really like to put a single icon here. I'd like to be able to assign one cooldown to appear as a single icon to show when it's available. I don't know if that's pushing it too far, but I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it. So being able to look here and be like, okay, well, it just says like this is on cooldown or off cooldown, like it's lit up or faded with that one skill icon, and that's it. Just so you always know. I'd love to basically just have a little thing, a little green dot, even not even the icon, just a green dot being like shift is available. You can press the shift button. That's what I want to see. And I know everyone else playing Heartseeker knows how frustrating it is. And I swear we're working on it. The Heartseeker not targeting the mages properly. My goodness, so funny. It's because I'm pretty sure it's because the mages are considered a neutral enemy, not an evil enemy. There's different alignments they can have, and they're neutral aggressive. Whereas enemies are evil aggressive. And I think it's going through the list of evil before it's going through the list of neutral. All right, do you guys have some plans to give some love to Shadow Cascade and make it a unique for it? Also give love to less played classes. I mean, yeah, there's, but yeah, like I was mentioning this earlier a little bit. The volume of gameplay percentage, I think, is a good indicator of, you know, like if something's going to be, if we should look at it. But it's not necessarily a, hey, it's underplayed, so it needs to be buffed. It's more of like a, why is that underplayed? Because something could be like really powerful, but it's just frustrating to play where you're like, there's so many things to manage, and like the skill ceiling on it's so high that no one can realistically do it, that no one's gonna bother trying it, right? I kind of consider it, the closest example I can think of is like a trick in a speedrun that is so difficult to do that it's considered TAS only, and you know, then so real people don't bother with it. And it's kind of an extreme example, but it's something similar to that, where it's like this build is no fun to play, or it's so hard to play that no one bothers playing it. Even if it was the most powerful, maximum potential damage output in the game. So it's yeah, like how much someone's playing a build is definitely a reason to consider why, if it's an extreme on either end of the spectrum. Can you add abandoned side quest option? It is technically possible for us to do. I don't know why we haven't. I'm sure there's probably a good reason why we haven't, but doesn't mean we won't. Toss some suggestions channels on our Discord. When you shatter set items and use its shards on an item, how about also applying the skin to the forged item with a different color glow, keeping the 2D and 3D art of the set in use? Yeah. We definitely considered doing this. This is a tricky one because ultimately it is like it's not that same item. The theming is that you're making your own spiritual version of that item, but it's not that item. Ooh, 42 Ellie res. Do not hate that. That's a decent roll. That's a T6. Hey, throwing damage on the throwing gloves. And a throwing helmet to go with it. Too bad we're not playing throwing. That's... Shaman? A little, not really. Either way. Cool items. Cool items are cool. I like cool items. You guys hire interns? We don't have any right now. We have in the past. The only one I know of that we've ever done is now the head of our monster encounter design team. I think that's technically wrong. Sorry if I butchered that. But he's awesome. Would you prefer a duck-sized horse or a horse-sized duck as a pet? Definitely a duck-sized horse. I do not have space for a horse-sized anything that's alive. Yeah, a duck-sized horse would be absolutely adorable too. Could you imagine? Like, and if it existed, having multiples of them, like, revolutionize the horse racing industry, which is probably a terrible thing. I don't know, but I think a horse-sized duck would be adorable. Being able to like hold a horse, yeah, a duck-sized horse. That yes, that's absolutely. I love the tombs, and I can't not click on them. Yes, good. However, they take so long that now my timelines are 2 to 3 times longer and get timeline boss. Will there be any stability improvements to tomb addicts like me? Well, you do get a lot more stability from bonus stability from killing everything in there. Maybe the things in the tombs need even more bonus stability, but it shouldn't be like that. Should already offset it some. It was kind of part of the idea behind putting a higher concentration, higher density of enemies in there, so that it would offset it. But it's possible, you know. Like there's, I can see. So it is. It's tricky because yeah, there are other things you're doing in there, and the other bonuses you're getting in there. I don't know. There's the like trying to do the. I guess it's basically like what's the goal? What are you trying to do specifically? And if the goal is bossing, it may be just the optimal path to that isn't involving the tombs. I don't know. Don't have a good answer for you. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you've got, drop in the suggestions channel if you'd like to see something specific happening about it. Thought that was scarier than it was. Mike, can you make it easier to report gold sellers? I.e. just right click the name like you do to block people. I mean, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. Let's see if there's anyone here. This is like I like previously would always just play without chat on, and I just got permission to got my account enabled to actually ban gold sellers. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna turn chat on, and I'm gonna ban every gold seller I see. And I don't see that. Like, it's frustrating how few I see compared to like how many like people come in and they're like, I see every other message as a gold seller. And I'm like, I don't. I want to see them. So I can ban them, you know. But yeah, it is the sort of thing that we probably could leverage people's experiences more efficiently to get rid of them faster. The risk of like hordes of false reports, like you can't automate that process, because you get like a group of 100 people that all start chain reporting a streamer they don't like or something like that, or even just you get a group of people in a stream that like, or they don't have to be in a stream, it can be just a Discord group or something, or just any group of people that like bands together to like mass report someone. And if there's any sort of automation, you can have like ways that people can like boot other people out of the game automatically in the middle of like a contest or something like that to like win a race, you know, like all those like false positive situations for automating it is, there's edge cases that don't happen very often, but when they do happen, it's like, it's really bad. And it's possible that we've erred on the side of caution a little too much with some of those, but that's usually the motivation for not adding something like that, is for like that could be abused this way, and that abuse case is more damaging than having it the way it is without it type thing. Having to pick the least bad option sucks, but happens every once in a while. I think we're doing well here. I think that chest and ring and upgrade was a good choice. Has there been any further discussion on syncing loot filters across devices? We did recently add loot filters syncing to the Steam Sync stuff. So any device that uses Steam Sync, it should sync loot filters across that as well now. I think there's still some like NVIDIA Shield type thing. Might not do it, like stuff like that, like GeForce Now or something. There's I think there's a few devices that are along the lines of those things that it doesn't work on, but for the most part it should. And if we can get it to work on everything, we will. This is another one of those like Mike wish list things, but I really want to make a, let's see, another dump tab. Sort. Or yeah, some of these are going to the right place and some of them aren't. Oh, that's full. Frustrating. We'll deal with those later. Yes, we're gonna play some of these. What shall we place today? What shall we place today? What shall we place today? What shall we place? We'll start a new adventure. Should we test this? I don't know how we can test this. Can we do one and then put the other one down? We have something that overlaps. We do. Yeah. Let's just do that. Let's just have some fun. Whatever. See what happens. Event Horizon is bugged and doesn't get sent over to Manifest Armor. Unlikely. Event Horizon probably is the portion of it that you're probably hoping works probably doesn't work. Most of the time with items, Event Horizon is probably a good example here. Let's see if we can. Such a long tooltip. Okay, so we got Event Horizon. I know it's a little small. Can I? Whoop, whoop. Does this zoom? No, it doesn't zoom. Ah. Okay, so things like more damage to slowed enemies, that will work. Increased movement speed, that will work. This will not. 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 This will. This will, and this will. So it's the things that are like normal stats. Those things will get transferred over, and the things that are like special effects that have like weird triggers and things like that, those will not get sent over. And that's expected. So if this is what you're experiencing working with your event horizon and not working, it is not bugged. If you're seeing anything other than that, it is bugged. Please use the in-game bug reporting tool with F8, because I wasn't focused on the game window, to report a bug. It's real quick and easy, helps so much. When you report a bug, even just getting that screenshot and like little things in that screenshot have surprisingly big impacts, where like we can look at the screenshot and be like, oh, there's that tiny little bar there. They're playing in online mode. And just like that little piece of information is sometimes so valuable. Because we get like bug reports that come in all places, and just like, are you online or not, can sometimes be the difference between this making sense and not. Got to turn off my notification sounds for VIP DMs. The person who just DM'd me heard that ping. I've got you listed as a VIP on Slack. We just leech through that. Nice. Like that. Oh, also, if you are reporting a bug and you have an extra 10 seconds, putting in repro steps is super duper useful. So like the things leading up to how it happened. So like I had this on my bar, I attacked this enemy with this attack, and it did this thing. So this is what I did, this is what happened, this is what I expected to happen, is so great. And even if you're not sure it's a bug, you're just like, I think this might be a bug, but I don't know. Just doing that, saying like, these are the steps I did, and I don't think, like, this isn't doing what I expect it to do. And I don't know if it's a bug or not, but I think it should do this. Just like based on the description, because sometimes the bug is just the description's wrong. And even that's worthwhile to get reported, so yeah. Thanks everybody, appreciate you. All right. Beam. Beam, let's go Beam. Beam. All right. Hi, Mike. Small question. There are no small questions, only small now. Is there any plans to add an item rotation 90 degrees to fit longer items sideways when placing it into your stash? No, I'm sorry, there's not. There is a way we could refactor the item system where it could possibly work. That's one of those things where like there's a lot that would have to get done to make that work, surprisingly. We've looked at it. We've looked at non-uniform shapes like L's and T's and things like that to fit in different positions and stuff like that. But no, we don't have specific plans for something like that. There's so many things there. I want them all. Haste after you traverse. Haste, yes. Give me those haste after traversals. I don't even know what they do otherwise. Wrong one, that's okay. Can we also the petal, the flower petal smoke bomb is my favorite thing ever. I just love it. Just love it. Okay. Have you guys got any feedback that surprised you since the launch of season 2? I'm sure there's, yes. Can I think of anything off the top of my head? No. I got nothing off the top of my head. Our health has gone down. We need to find more health. We need to find room to add more health to our character. This bow is not even good enough for our loot filter to think we should wear it. Oh my goodness. Maybe I should be looking for a better bow. Is there a plan at some point to do a pass on runic invocations for ones that are underpowered? Cries and Trinity of Elements. It is the sort of thing we do look at when we're doing balance passes in general. I'd say we're just talking about, so yes, I guess we were just talking about runic invocation. Yes, it might have been the day before. Either yesterday or the day before. We were just talking about it. We didn't specifically talk about that individual invocation. But yeah, it is the sort of thing that we do discuss. Good stuff to go in the feedback channel. Alright, when shattering a bunch of loot for shards, a pop-up that shows the shards you just got hide the affix and number of shards you have for the next item. Any way to improve the visibility? Probably. Can I think of a good idea off the top of my head right now? No. Yeah, when you're doing like mass shatterings, a lot of them can get sort of like jumbled, and you don't really, you're like, what just happened? You almost want like a recent report, something like a way to look at like the things that have shown up in here since the last time you opened this window or something. I don't know. Thank you very much, someone. Oh my gosh, I missed other stuff too. I'm missing stuff left and right. What is going on? What is going on? Scratchy Bum, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Congrats on the gifted sub by Hog to someone. Conan USMC? Something like that. There's probably a better way to pronounce that, but congrats on that. And thanks for the raiding party, Hog. Welcome to the party. You also had a wonderful number of people raiding with you. Nice. Next question. Any plans? I think it's at a plant. Nice ficus. Any plans to make equipment locking, kind of accidentally equip gear when vendoring them a few times when managing storage? Yeah, this has been talked about a few times. And there's different forms that I think this could take. I do like the idea of having ways to sort of like protect gear against accidental sellings. We do have the buyback system, so you can get it back, but sometimes you don't notice it right away, and it can be too late sometimes, and that's really bad. I really like the idea. I don't think we've talked about it recently. Ooh, even more. That's a T7 LE res. I'll take a T7 LE res on that. What's the roll? 56? I think that's high. Don't know though. It's mid. Very mid. Did it get just more throwing damage? I think it did just get more throwing damage. It's got a slot open and everything. Come on, pick stuff up, Mike. Buttons are hard. Yeah, the loot filter agrees with me. That was the bad part of that item. All right, we're ready to go. Let's fight a boss. Fight a boss. Would there... Oh, we've got Rip Blood Shrine active. Would there a way to use Case of Enchanters when you don't want to enchant idle to make them more fun, where you don't have anything to enchant or side reward, like turning usage into amber? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I've been noticing the same thing myself recently on this character, where I'm leaving a lot of them behind, and I feel wasted. I think having a consolation prize would be good. The hard part about doing that is that the consolation prize then feels almost like, if it's a universal consolation prize that's universally useful, it feels like like that's actually the fee for using it now. So the bonus has a higher minimum threshold for using it, for being worthwhile to use it. I think that's sort of the counter argument for it. I don't know if it's high enough. I mean, there's probably some line where a small enough amount of memory amber doesn't cause that effect to happen. And because it costs memory amber to like re-enchant them, it like helps build towards using it next time. Overall, I do like the idea. Did die. There's just nothing to shoot with puncture. Any chance for more unique / passives for Rune Master to support the tri-element multi-invocation playstyle as alternatives to focusing on one rune combination? Well, that was the topic of our runic invocation discussion the other day. So maybe. All right. Hi, Mike. Hello. How you doing? Oh, he had a sub. That's only 3 minutes old. Yeah, Dark 5. Sorry if that clap was really loud. Hi, Mike. Love the changes to the stash. Allows me to set up really nice. Are there any plans or ideas regarding saving a stash setup for new seasons? Oh, I would love this. I can see that it might be somewhat problematic and having to buy tabs, but maybe something like you need 20 tabs to apply this stash configuration. Yeah, there's a lot of pitfalls here of like, oh my god, it caused that problem. But there's a lot of room for awesomeness to happen here too, I think. Because yeah, you may have heard me at the start of this be like brag, not actually bragging, but where I was like, hey, I actually like have my stash set up this time, because usually on stream I don't bother setting up my stash properly. It's just a bunch of like tabs and stuff's just dumped in there. And I'm like, I'll figure it out later. And yeah, it's because, you know, there's that little bit. It's not that much extra work to do, but it's enough that it causes me not to do it sometimes. So yeah, I'd love to have a template where it's just like where you can. I don't know exactly how it would look. I think the way it works best is you can set a stash tab template system. So there's like one of the in the stash system where you have like that little pull down here in the top left corner, and there's like you can pick the different like legacy stash tabs. One of them is just like stash template, and you can set up the tabs however you want, and you mark them in order. Be like, this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth one. And when you go to buy a new tab, it's just like, do you want to buy the next tab and have it auto configure to the next tab in your list of tab configurations that you've set up? And so every time you buy one, it just auto configures as the next one. I think that's the smoothest way to do it. I think the other way to do it is having that tab configuration system, and you can then like buy the tabs so it knows which ones have been purchased or not. I think having grayed out tabs in the tab system itself would be risky. I'm there's a bunch of issues about like conflicting like changes on the fly to what the system is versus the configuration template you've set up. And so having the version you're currently working with look different than the configuration template you've set up is a use case that you kind of gotta work around a bit. Let's go, party people! Alright. Currently, there's a few glyphs, i.e. Endy, that may be other items missing from target rolling on in COF prophecies. Will these eventually be added? Maybe. It's a topic of debate. So the best I can say for that. Yeah. Drop it in the suggestions channel if you'd like to see it on our Discord.
They won't forget that.
I don't think there's any plans to at the moment. Here's a cool one. What is your favorite Legend of Zelda game? As you may have noticed, there's some Zelda stuff behind me. This little tiny link right there. Little perler bead link. Shout out to my friend that made that. Thank you. And I've got a Master Sword around here somewhere. I swear I'm gonna get it put up on the wall. I swear it'll happen. We're into the new office. I should have done it by now. Been a little busy. The favorite Zelda game. Oh. Like my immediate answer is Link to the Past. But and then I'm like, no, it's definitely Majora's Mask. I'm like, no, I can't say Majora's Mask without saying Ocarina of Time. And I'm like, well, but Breath of the Wild was so much fun. Like, you're still thrilled to play it through the fourth time. And you're like, Tears of the Kingdom's just a better version, isn't it? I don't know. That's my favorite Zelda game. That's a really tough question to answer. I know my wife's favorite Zelda game is Twilight Princess. Gotta pick one. What am I gonna pick? I'm gonna pick Link to the Past because it's what I grew up on, and it's the one that started it all. The one that I literally. So like, you guys remember game manuals and like the games came in boxes and they had like cool stuff in them. The Link to the Past SNES game box had a world map in it, and like I remember sitting up at night, you know, like supposed to be asleep, turn the light on, just look at the map. And like I didn't have a TV in my room or anything like that, so like I would just sit and look at the map, the world map for Link to the Past. Yeah. Got into like randomized speedrunning a little bit. I'm gonna pick that up again. Really enjoyed that. Randomizers are like randomizers have breathed an entirely new life into old Zelda games for me. Oh my god, it's been fantastic. I've still got all my original cartridges for like all like the SNES ones, the N64 ones, the Game Boy ones. Actually, I might have. I don't have Spirit Tracks or Phantom Hourglass, but all the like Game Boy Color. I never had a Game Boy Advance, so Game Boy Color are the only mobile ones I have. But I think I have every other like original cartridge. Oh, I might not have an original Link's Awakening actually. Okay, let's just say non-mobile ones. I've got all those. Anyways, huge tangent aside, let's get back on track. We're playing Last Epoch here. All right, can you explain how corruption works with co-op? Do both parties get the corruption increases? No, the corruption... we just changed something about this, didn't we? No, the corruption increases happen to the monolith timeline that's currently happening by the leader. Oh, did we change that? I know we had a meeting about changing that. I don't know what the outcome was. I can't remember. We're gonna pour some water at the same time here. Heartseeker OP. No, just going to an easier zone OP. I should really be playing it empowered, and I will once I'm offline again. But I wanted to be able to kind of ignore the stream, the game if I needed to. Mike, show other page of stats. Okay, I'm on it. Did I just turn something else off? Don't think so. Here we go. Here is the death stats for the first week. So, Uber Aberoth was slain 471 times, but Uber Aberoth is slain 358,819 players. I think Uber Aberoth's getting the upside of that. Second most deadly enemy, Ghost, and another what are they called? Champions. Yeah. So as you brought up earlier, yes, Ghost is very dangerous. Total players who died at level 1, 392. That is awesome. I wonder if that's most people just like running through the first zone. I think you can't, at least the first bit of the first zone, you can't die in. Like your health, like you at a certain point, your health regen, you get like a secret bonus that makes it so you can't die. We may have taken that off for a while, anyways. You couldn't die in the first zone. That'd be funny if those people are like running through the first zone without killing anything, so they don't level 2. All right, normal player deaths 10,600,000. That's a lot. Hardcore player deaths 163,000 people have died in hardcore. Very cool. Very cool. And I'm gonna put it in the corner without playing some more. Yep. I'm gonna remember. First time. There we go. Lock it up. All right. Keep rolling. Thank you for the reminder. More questions now. Any chance we can cap the cost of new tabs? My 400,000 tab is getting expensive. I don't see any reason why not, really. It is one of those things that like the number of tabs, like getting up to 200, when we put that limit on and we put the increasing costs, we're kind of like, it was like a bit of a joke, like 200 tabs, yeah, right. It even like, if you have 200 tabs and go try to buy a new one, it gets a little, the UI gets a little snarky with you. I think that's been left in. That was me. It like cuts you off like a bartender does. I think you've had enough. Anyways. Question from Steve. Steve? EHG's marketing guy, what is your favorite JRPG? That is such a hard question. Can I give like an 8-way tie? It's probably Final Fantasy 9. It's probably Final Fantasy 9. I think that's the one. I was gonna pick one. It's like it's Dragon Ball Z storyline. Or Dragon Ball storyline. There's Dragon Ball. Vegeta's Kuja. Goku is Zidane. It's like a whole bunch of analogous characters. Anyways, spoilers for a 40-year-old game or whatever. You're like Zidane's an alien. Goku's an alien. They're both sent to the planet to destroy it, but they lose their memories. And their brother has to come and jog their memories and tries to kill them and take their place in the meantime. Yeah, they're like the same story. Anyways. Yeah. Oh, it's Breath of Fire 4 apparently. That's what I'm being told the real answer is. It's okay to be wrong. It's fine. Any plans to make a fine party feature to join other players? Oh, I would love to. Social matchmaking. We have something called a matchmaking server that we reference quite a bit, but like social matchmaking is something that we don't do a fantastic job of yet. And I would love to do a better job of that. What type of system would you like that to like? Would you like that to come in the form of like a board where you're just like I'm this level and I want to do this stuff. Who wants to join me? And like more of a manual process, I guess. Or would you prefer more of a like I want to do this activity, so I'm going to queue up for this activity, and let the system automatically put me with other people that have queued up for that activity as well. Let me know which one you'd prefer. I guess it's just like LFG from like WoW. Get you low, move to the next one. Ooh, I accidentally killed him. Bye-bye. See you next time. Have a wonderful day. Ooh, endurance. We like endurance more than armor. I think we're just gonna take this fire res. I know we're overcapped if we do that, but we can we can shuffle some gear if we do. And give me all of the set. I don't know why I don't have set. I'm just turned on because I want them right now. Do a little experimenting with them, you know. Okay, let's go try and do some more empowered. See if our gear improvements. There's 3. Ugh, it's embarrassing. Okay. Also being asked, what's your favorite last Epoch non-boss enemy to fight? From Wick. The lizards. Easy. There we go. Definitely not a cop-out answer. It would be nice if we can pause the game in solo play. Oh my goodness, wouldn't it? Clicking on Nemesis is so dangerous without clearing everything around. I agree. We've tried to do a few things, like when Spires were still in there, we put in a system for like detecting combat in order to like allow you to allow Spires to stop shooting so you'd actually be able to do it, you know, things like that. So like this is an issue that we've been addressing, and I'm getting called out for phoning it in on that last question. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, being in combat for being able to pause. Yes, pausing. So we've had offline pausing since like day one, not quite, but pretty close. Because yes, being able to pause is unreal awesome. And ooh, piece of candy. Yeah, I'd love to do offline pausing, online pausing. Do I have any idea how we're gonna do that? No. Let's just dump everything. I do love being able to do this in the middle of the world. Can we find a nice, unique? We just dump uniques into here by mistake? No, we didn't. That's good. What do we want to give a little LP to? Let's get Phantom Grip. That's always a useful one to have LP on in general. Kind of just picking stuff that I'm like, maybe I'll use that at some point if it gets LP. Like a stepping stone item, because we don't have the uniques we need yet. We should almost gamble some. Do we have any? What do we have in the way of 12? Might be enough to do a set. Yeah, we'll do a set right before the end. Are we in empowered? We are in empowered. Look at that. Don't get cocky, Mike. Hey, there's Ghost. Ah, run. Pausing, yes. So pausing in online is, if we can figure out a way to do that in online, yeah, it's on the list. I'd love it. Please keep asking for it. It's fantastic. I want it. Get it in my game. Do I have a lot of hope for that right now? Not a ton. I'm sorry. A little. So this is a glimmer still. Will the Falconer attack bug be fixed this cycle? It feels really bad when it attacks where I'm walking instead of where I've aimed it. That's the sign to me right now, and I'm kind of stuck on it, but I'm working on it. So working on it. Hello, Mike. Are we going to see a guild type system in the game anytime soon? Anytime soon? Probably not. No. At all? I would say it's likely at some point. The key thing that gets frequently asked with a guild system is like a guild stash. Is that going to go with it? Probably not. A guild stash is it defeats the purpose of MG completely, or becomes so crazy restrictive that it is just not fun. So I think a stash portion of that's unlikely. I think in the past we deprioritized it pretty heavily because we didn't think that basically a glorified chat room was really a good enough reason to have a guild system. But I think we're like, especially from the feedback we've gotten about it, I think it is a good enough reason. Oh my god, that thing is so dangerous. I see why people are dying to it. All right. Keep moving. So this is one of the things when I was planning out this, I'm not really planning out, but as I was doing this, I'm like, every single thing I can do to make shift happen more often, give me haste after I shift, evade happen more often, go faster, give me haste after I evade, and a little extra get out of jail free card with a movement on smoke. I'm just like, every little bit of mini movements that I can do, I'm taking all of them. Honestly, I haven't been using Ballista at all anymore. I should probably switch to Decoy for like a no pointer. More attack speed. I want that attack speed. Any chance multiplayer monoliths will ever be changed to give both players the same map reward? It's kind of weird having it be asynchronous. That's actually the way we originally had it set up, and the community tester team immediately broke it completely. In a good way, appreciative that they broke it, but it was like seconds in, they're like, okay, well, we've broken it. You got to fix it. And the fix was having not everyone get the same rewards. So if you can come up with a better fix, I'm all ears. Really, please help. But yeah, it's unless we can pretty drastically change that, kind of the answer is no. But we'd love to. Ooh, got the LP route. Ooh. It's just Alchemist, not Mad Alchemist. No, whatever though. Okay, some grumble. That's a nice T6. I was hoping that's a T7. Do I have cleansing on shift on? I never got that node. Bad, Mike. Bad. Thought I had it. Still have cleansing on potion? I still have cleansing on potion though. Okay, that's good. So I've been holding onto that belt. I guess I didn't realize it was at 20 points. All right, more questions. Give me your questions. I feed on them. Any improvements planned to help with price checking items before listing, i.e. auto select the item affixes? Oh, I'd love to. We don't have anything specific in place that I can share coming yet. But improvements to the functionality and feel of the Merchant's Guild and the Bazaar in specific is very important, and stuff that we are looking into. There's a 1 LP Mad Alchemist Ladle. We pick those up. We could go combine make a legendary out of something maybe. Okay, I'm having to focus too much on this because it is actually dangerous. 50 minutes left in stream. Thanks for the mention. I'm working on it. Any chance to have buffs given by abilities in the top left corner? Also, any chances to actually give icons to buffs that don't show in the actual version of the game? Icons to buffs that don't show. Oh, so like ailments that are in the game files and are hidden, so we don't put them on the buff bar, but because they are in the game files, they get read by sites like Last Epoch Tools, so that when they're but the icons get auto-generated and populated in Last Epoch Tools, so their icons in those database systems are blank. Yeah, I can't say that's something that we had planned for, but it's not hard to add those icons. It's actually pretty easy to add those icons. So yeah, it's something that we could do. They'd probably be fairly generic icons for things. We've got so many. Oh. Oh, hey. Didn't actually need this that much. That wasn't why I was upset. I just didn't want to die. Forgot that was a thing. It gets shattered. I was a vengeance shatter. Oh, do we go back into the cemetery and try it? We didn't even get into it. Getting our butts handed to us. Why does hammer throw miss small enemies? Is that a design choice? Yeah. It's like, it's a physical object. It's flying through the air. It has height to it. Small enemies are small. They have less height to them. You know, it flies over their head. We've increased the size. Like hammer throw's collision detection is so much bigger than its visuals. Like kind of comically bigger. If you like pause the game and look at what it is like under the hood. I think it's good that there are like specific situations where individual abilities shine and other abilities have weaknesses. Like having those things where, hey, this like, oh, this enemy and setup and situation is not good for my build, and this enemy and setup and situation is really good for my build, and having those different situations appear as you're playing is, I think, really healthy for the game. So while I can't say that we specifically went there and said, hey, let's make sure we get small enemies to, oh yeah, I did that. This is what I know a lot of people find frustrating. But yeah, having specific, actually, like, I think I want to take those points out anyways. Haha. Let's do this and probably this actually. It's this, isn't it? Just straight damage. Let's do one of each of these. Let's do it like that. I do actually have a planner that I made for it that I could reference, but I haven't been almost this entire time. So I'm probably pretty far from it at this point. Okay, come on. Whew. Can't remember what I was saying, I'm sorry. Do you still have features you haven't added on principle, but are considering adding due to popular demand like WASD? Not adding WASD, I don't think the WASD fits into that category quite like that. I can't think of anything in that category. Okay, no, there's got to be something. There's got to be something around like things. There's I'm sure there's certain things in the loot filter that people ask for that's probably in that category, and there's probably something. Auto pickup might be something in that category. Yeah, like just auto pickup of gear. Yeah, like pets picking up gold and pets picking up items is probably the best example of that, I think. But the big thing about WASD is that it was, and as you can see, the technical or the shortcomings of WASD. One of the main reasons we hadn't added it in the first place was because of those shortcomings, and people just wanted it so bad that we're like, okay, we're gonna put it in with those shortcomings in, because we decided that we wanted it, and then like people were like really pushing for it, and we sat down and we're like, okay, well, we can't get it into the degree that we can't get this into the quality we want it to be in time. That's impossible. So then the decision became, do we put this in at a quality that other people will be happy with, and not that like some people will be happy with in order to improve their gameplay experience, and then people who won't be happy with it at that quality, it's no different from them before, because if they still don't use it, they didn't have the option to before anyways. So it's like it's at least a step in the right direction. I think that was the point that we decided to put it in. All right. If you could add one new weapon type, what would it be? Oh. Like, I don't have to worry about animation concerns. I don't have to worry about, like, tech debt for it. And I can just, like, magic wand. It's in the game, presto changeo. Like a long-range melee weapon that are attached by a physical, like soft chain, or like chain swords and nunchucks and things like that. I think that's what I would think of. Yeah, ball and chain. Yeah, whip. Yeah. That type of stuff. That's where I'd go. I want to be clear that I preface that by saying that I didn't have to worry about these animation concerns and these other the tech debt, because I know that those can't go in right now because of that. Sadly. All right. Rope dart? Yeah, there you go. Could you add stash icons for bows, quivers, staves, and wands, etc.? I'd love to, yeah. I think there's like in the stash organization stuff, I think there's room for like another like row of icons and another row of colors. I would like to put in another row of icons and colors, and maybe like the other row of colors would be like a different color scheme, so it's like white with like a fixed background, but you're actually changing the text color or something like that. It's kind of like the difference on the like when you're in a filter and you get the recolor, and you've got like these ones where there's like the left and the right, like the differences here, having like the opposite, like the inverse examples on the stash as well, I think would be really nice to have. Ooh, that's a lot of dex crit health with armor shred. I need a pretty good one, don't I? Yeah, we'll see. What's my favorite lunch? Okay, so my favorite lunch is sushi. That's just because my favorite food to eat is sushi, and I need to like ask me what my favorite breakfast is. I'll say sushi. What's my favorite dessert? Sushi. You know, so it's kind of an unfair example. I will say that the food I've had for lunch all but 10 days in the last year and a half. Oh, I got complacent. It's frustrating. The lunch I've had for like every day except for about 10 days in the last year and a half or so, is a chicken or turkey stir fry. That's just a bunch of vegetables and either chicken or turkey and like a sauce that's like sriracha, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and lemon juice. Come on. We're gonna complete we've already done one. We're gonna complete a second empowered echo on stream. I swear we're gonna do 2 of them total. We've done 1. I'm just gonna leverage the range. Be cautious. Stand way back here. They can't hurt you if they can't see you. You know, if they're allowed to off-screen us, we're allowed to off-screen them. That's the rules, ain't them? I just want to charge in though. Playing the wrong class. Just get out, run! Don't even care, left stuff behind. We did it! Yay! Add a dash of Ellie hot sauce. Yeah, we've we don't have. I've run out. I ran out like 2 weeks after I got it. Just powered through it. Thoughts on an auto-updated economy-based loot filters? Maybe expose trade APIs or add drop rarity tiers. Comment on common for uniques. We've been very cautious not to expose a trade API, or even make one in the first place for that matter. So I don't think that's something that we're interested in right now. I don't want to say like no forever or something like that, but it's intentionally not there.
That was close.
I do really like the idea of, you know, like there's so many ways we can improve like price checking, and if there is a price checking system, having loot filter rules rely on price checking systems is a good idea. However, the big problem with the price checking is the time it takes for it to run. So having a price check run on, like, I don't have a big explosion of items here, but like you walk into you do Lightless Arbor, and you go to the end, and there's all of the chest to open up. No, it's not Lightless Arbor. Yeah, it is Lightless Arbor. You go to the chest to open up, and you spammed it, and there's like a bajillion items that are dropping, COF bonuses going off left and right. It's just a complete, and every single item that drops has to go price check. And if that operation is like programmatically expensive, when I say that, like a lot of like network calls and a lot of CPU cycles and things, like it's you're gonna see like huge lag spikes when items drop. And having lag spikes when items drop is kind of one of the worst. No, it's up there on really bad things we can do, you know. So if we had a price checking system, it would have to be incredibly performant, and none of the ideas that I've seen come forward so far about how to do that would be even remotely close to performant enough to handle that. So this is one of those things where it's like, if we could, oh my god, yes please. I don't think we can, and I'm really sorry. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Here's a way to end. This is a season 2 first dev stream ending point that is wonderful and beautiful, and I love it. This is exactly how season 2 has felt, and I cannot be happier about how this stream went too. And thank you everyone that's just been playing season 2, everyone that's been, I don't know, talking about season 2, giving us feedback, telling us things we need to fix, reporting bugs, all these things. Thank you so much for playing and having fun with our game. It's been incredible. And you know, like, getting up every morning to work on this is still the best thing I could ask for. So, you know, like, thank you everyone. It's been amazing. And we're just at the end of time here. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are having fun. That's the best part, when I see people that are just like saying they're having fun with the game. It feels great. Yeah, and we're gonna make it better, even better, always improving it. There's always room to improve it, so let's make it even better. And that's gonna about do it for me today. I will see you next time. Thanks for coming by. If you have a question that I did not answer, I apologize. It was not intentional, and I'd be happy to answer it. Please head on over to our Discord channel. We've got an Asset Devs channel in there. I try to answer as many questions as I can in there. We've got there's a few of us in there now, and if you've got suggestions for the game, something you'd like to see added to the game, super interested in hearing about that too. We do have a suggestions channel where we collect information from all the time, and that's the best place to put something you'd like to see. The feedback channel, if you just want to give your feelings on how something is, and you don't have specific suggestions on how to change stuff. We love getting stuff in both of those places because it's really easy to categorize and talk about them in a wider group setting for us. So yeah, use those resources. Tell us how awesome or not awesome things are and how we can make them even better. And have a great day. Drink lots of water. I will be back, same time, same place next week. I had fun. I hope you did too. And let's find someone who's playing last Epoch to go say hi to. Oh, we have not talked. Just asked where I'm supposed to go. No reply, so let's go. Let's have some fun. All right. We'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.